Gentlemen, let's dive straight into something that might flip everything you've been told about attraction. You've been led to believe that attracting women is all about looks, charm, or status. Well, here's the truth. It's about strategy. And I'm here to tell you that most men fail because they're chasing the wrong things. Now, you might think, she's out of my league, or she's already told me she's not interested. But I'm about to share something eye-opening. Women don't always know what they want until you show them. Yes, even the woman who's been ignoring your texts or putting you in the just friends zone can feel that pull, but only if you know how to position yourself. So, in this video, we're not talking about manipulative tactics or games. We're talking about real attraction and how to understand it. 1. Stop caring about her opinion. Let's start by addressing something many guys do that's a major relationship killer. Stop caring about her opinion. It might sound harsh, but hear me out. This is an essential lesson if you want to truly understand attraction and how to keep a woman's interest. The truth is, over-prioritizing her opinion can actually push her away. It's one of the fastest ways to lose her interest. And here's why. Think about it. How many times have you tried to say the perfect thing, act a certain way, or even bend over backward to make sure you don't upset her? Maybe you went out of your way to impress her, constantly seeking her approval. Well, that might seem like the right thing to do. In reality, it screams insecurity. And here's a powerful truth. The moment you place her opinion above your own, you give away your power. The power that attracts and creates lasting attraction. But don't worry. I've got a better way for you to approach this. Don't stress over her reactions. Sounds simple, but it's not always easy, right? Here's what you need to do. Stop overthinking everything she says or does. Whether she laughs at your joke or not, it shouldn't affect your vibe. You have to act as though you're completely comfortable in your own skin, regardless of how she reacts. Imagine you're having a great conversation with her, and she doesn't immediately respond. Rather than texting her multiple times, hoping she replies, send your message and move on with your life. She might take a little while to respond, but don't chase her. The key here is to remain calm, collected, and not act desperate. When she finally does reply, keep it cool. Don't act overly excited or clingy. Your calmness is going to leave her wondering, wait a second, why isn't he chasing me? What's going on in his head? This mindset of not overreacting or appearing desperate is powerful. It gives off the vibe that you're busy, fulfilled, and not in need of constant validation. So, stop obsessing over her opinion. Live your life on your terms, and let her come to you. When you're comfortable with yourself and stop seeking her approval, you automatically become more attractive. You're no longer trying to prove your worth to her. You already know your value. This level of self-assurance is what keeps women intrigued and interested. When she senses that you're not trying too hard to impress her, that's when she'll start to ask herself, what is it about him that I find so appealing? Here's the real truth. You don't need her validation to feel good about yourself. The less you care about her opinion, the more she'll actually start to care about you. When you stop chasing, you'll start seeing her chasing you instead. Remember, confidence is magnetic. And confidence comes from not seeking validation, but from being secure in who you are. By shifting your mindset, you'll naturally exude an aura of strength. And that's what will attract women who are truly interested in the real, authentic you. So, guys, take a deep breath and start embracing this mindset. Stop caring about her opinion. Focus on living your life. And watch as attraction naturally follows. When you stop chasing, the tables start to turn. 2. Focus on your own value. Now, let's dive into one of the most important rules of attraction. Focus on your own value. If you want to stand out and truly get noticed, the spotlight needs to be on you, not her. It sounds simple, but too many guys make the mistake of pouring all their energy into impressing women, rather than becoming the best version of themselves. Here's the harsh truth. She won't value you if you don't value yourself first. That's a fundamental principle that too many overlook. So, what does it mean to be a high-value man? It's not just about looking good or having flashy things. It's about taking care of yourself, mentally, physically, and emotionally. It's about building a solid foundation for your life. Start by focusing on your career. Work hard to level up professionally. But don't stop there. Develop passions outside of relationships, whether it's sports, music, business, or anything else that excites you. Work on your fitness, not just for appearance, but to feel great, confident, and energized. Most importantly, level up in every area of your life. So when she meets you, you're not just some guy with a nice smile. You're a guy with depth, purpose, and drive. Here's the kicker. The moment you stop focusing on impressing her and start focusing on improving yourself, that's when the real magic happens. It's a subtle shift, but it works. Why? Because you're not just another guy chasing her attention. You're a man who's confident, fulfilled, and busy building his own life. That's incredibly attractive. Women want to see a man who has a purpose, who's working on something bigger than just winning her approval. It makes you stand out. Let's break this down with an example. Say you've been interested in a woman, but she's been acting distant. Instead of sending her text after text, trying to get her attention, do something that actually benefits you. Hit the gym, pick up a new hobby, take a weekend trip. Invest your time in making your life more exciting and fulfilling. Don't wait around for her to notice you. Make your life something she'll want to be a part of. After a few weeks, she'll start noticing the changes. She'll see that you've been working on yourself and living your life in a way that doesn't revolve around her. That's when the real attraction starts to build. You'll get texts asking about your new activities, or she'll want to know what's been keeping you so busy. Suddenly, the tables have turned. You're not chasing her anymore, and she's the one who's intrigued, wondering what you're up to and how you've become so captivating. This shift isn't just about making changes for her. It's about making those changes for yourself. You're building a life that excites you, and naturally, that's going to attract others. When your life is fulfilling and you're not waiting around for her validation, you become a man of high value. That's magnetic, and that's exactly what women are drawn to. So, here's the bottom line. Stop focusing on impressing her and start focusing on becoming the best version of yourself. The more you pour into your own growth and happiness, the more others, including her, will take notice. When you value yourself, that's when you'll attract the right kind of attention, and the right woman will be drawn to you for all the right reasons. So go ahead, level up in every area of your life, and watch how your value skyrockets, both in her eyes and in your own. 3. Don't chase, create mystery. Here's a powerful truth that can change the way you approach attraction. Stop chasing and start creating mystery. Chasing a woman is the quickest way to push her away. No matter how much you think you're showing interest, think about it for a second. How do you feel when someone is constantly desperate for your attention? It's annoying, right? It makes you want to pull away. Well, guess what? Women feel the exact same way when they feel like they're being chased. So, what's the better approach? Instead of chasing after her, try creating an air of mystery. Women are naturally drawn to what they can't fully understand or figure out. The unknown is magnetic, and when you can master this, you'll have her intrigued, curious, and coming back for more. Here's the deal. You don't need to be constantly available, and you definitely don't need to over-explain yourself. Let me give you a simple but powerful tip. Keep things mysterious. For example, if she asks about your day, don't spill out every single detail. Instead, keep it short, but leave her with a little curiosity. You might say something like, "It was an interesting day. I'll tell you about it sometime." Boom. Just like that. You've given her a taste of your day, but left her wondering about the rest. Now she's thinking about you, wondering what you're up to, and most importantly, craving more. But here's where the real magic happens. You need a life that doesn't revolve around her. The key to this approach is to stay busy living your life on your terms. Spend time with your friends. Dive into your hobbies. And most importantly, be someone who's fulfilling his own goals and passions. When she notices that your life doesn't revolve around her, and that you're not just waiting around for her attention, she'll start to wonder what you're up to. This is where the mystery truly works. When you don't always reply immediately to her texts, when you don't always make yourself available, she'll start to wonder, why isn't he responding right away? What's he doing? Who's he with? That's the kind of curiosity you want to create, and it's what keeps her coming back to find out more about you. But don't stop there. Create a life that's so interesting and fulfilling on its own that she can't help but be drawn into it. Whether it's new projects at work, exciting travel plans, or even just spending time with close friends, when your life is packed with activity and experiences, you become the man who has a full, dynamic world that's not just about her. That's what's truly captivating. Think of it this way. When a woman sees that you have a life of your own, that you're passionate about things, and that you're not just sitting around waiting for her validation or approval, she begins to see you in a completely different light. You stop being someone she feels like she can have on demand, and start becoming someone she has to chase after. And trust me, this is the kind of attraction that's going to make her crave your attention more than ever. So, to sum it all up, stop chasing. Start creating mystery. Keep things intriguing and unpredictable. And watch how your allure grows. Make her wonder about you. Keep her guessing. And above all, let her see that you have a life that's too exciting to just drop everything for her. Mystery, not desperation, is what will keep her coming back for more. 4. Master the art of silence. Let's dive into one of the most powerful, yet often overlooked, tools in the game of attraction: silence. If you've ever found yourself talking too much, whether it's over-explaining, over-texting, or just filling every pause in conversation, here's a truth you need to understand. This is a sign of insecurity. It might feel like you're trying to connect or show interest, but in reality, it can have the opposite effect. Constantly talking or chasing after her attention only comes off as desperate. So, what's the secret? Master the art of silence. Embrace it. When you're able to sit in silence comfortably, you signal to her that you're confident, in control, and not desperate for her approval. That's incredibly attractive. Here's the thing. Silence isn't awkward when you know how to use it. In fact, it's one of the most powerful ways to build attraction without saying a word. Think about it. How often do you catch yourself overthinking or rushing to fill gaps in conversation? It's almost like you're afraid of her being bored or losing interest. But when you embrace silence, you send a clear message that you're secure in yourself and don't need to talk to fill the space. Imagine this scenario. She's being distant, maybe not replying to your text right away, or even going silent for a while. Your natural instinct might be to panic. You might start thinking, did I say something wrong? Should I follow up? Stop right there. Instead of sending her another text or over-apologizing, just let the silence do its work. Sit with it. Trust me, this is when things start to change. Why? Because silence is powerful. When you don't react immediately, you let her wonder, why isn't he reaching out? What's going on in his head? The more you remain calm and unbothered, the more she'll start to get curious about you. This curiosity isn't just about the silence itself, it's about your composure. When you don't let her silence rattle you, when you don't chase after her attention, it sends the message that you're in control of yourself and the situation. That's the key. Control. You don't need to chase her or over-communicate. You're comfortable in your own space, and you have other things going on in your life. This is what makes you attractive, not constantly being available or reaching out for reassurance. Silence creates a sense of mystery, and mystery is magnetic. Think about the last time you found yourself intrigued by someone. What was it about them? Chances are, they weren't always throwing themselves at you or desperately trying to grab your attention. They had a composed presence, and you found yourself wondering what was going on in their world. That's the power of silence. So, here's your challenge. The next time you're faced with a situation where she goes quiet or starts pulling away, don't let it throw you off. Sit with the silence. Stay grounded in yourself, and let your calmness be the thing that draws her back in. Remember, the more you stay composed and confident in those moments, the more she'll begin to wonder, what's different about him? By mastering silence, you're not only avoiding the trap of appearing desperate, you're leveling up your attractiveness. It's about showing her that you're secure enough to not need constant validation. Instead of desperately reaching out for attention, you'll become the kind of man who commands it effortlessly. That's what makes you irresistible. 5. Trigger her curiosity. All right, let's talk about a game changer when it comes to attraction. Curiosity. This is a powerful tool, but it's all about using it the right way. You see, when you make it too easy for a woman to figure you out, the attraction starts to fade. Think about it. How many times have you found someone super interesting only for them to become less captivating once you've figured them out completely? The same thing happens with women. If you're constantly texting her, sharing every little detail about your day, or telling her your plans down to the minute, you're making things too predictable. And trust me, predictability kills the spark. Women, like anyone, are drawn to mystery. They want to wonder about you. And when you make yourself too available or over-explain everything, you take away the excitement and thrill of getting to know someone. So, how do you keep that spark alive? You trigger her curiosity. And this isn't about playing games or being evasive. It's about creating an air of mystery and leaving some things to the imagination. Let her wonder what you're up to, what you're thinking, or where you're going next. Here's an example. Let's say she asks about your weekend plans. Instead of texting back with a detailed itinerary of everything you're doing, you could reply with something like, "I have a few things planned, but I'll tell you how it goes." Boom. Now she's intrigued. She'll start wondering, what does he have planned? Why is he being so mysterious? That little bit of suspense makes her think about you. And the more she thinks about you, the more likely she is to be interested in you. It's simple but incredibly effective. Leave some things to her imagination. Don't give her everything on a silver platter. You don't need to share your entire life story in every conversation, or make sure she knows exactly what you're doing every minute of the day. Instead, allow her the chance to be curious. This doesn't mean playing mind games or being rude. It's about allowing some space for her to wonder, to be intrigued by the mystery of who you are, what you're up to, and what you're thinking. When you do this, the dynamic shifts. She's not constantly wondering about your next move, but rather, she's wondering about you. And this shift is powerful because it moves the focus from you constantly thinking about her to her thinking about you. Now, she's the one trying to figure you out. And the best part? That's incredibly attractive. Being unpredictable doesn't mean being hard to reach or playing mind games. It's about balancing between showing interest and maintaining your own life and mystery. Let her discover more about you over time. When she does, she'll find herself drawn deeper into who you are. So, the next time you're texting her, think before you send that detailed message. Leave some things unsaid. Don't over-explain or overshare. Instead, trigger her curiosity and watch how much more engaged and interested she becomes. When you leave her wanting to know more, you've mastered the art of attraction without even trying. That curiosity? It'll keep her coming back for more. And trust me, that's the secret to lasting attraction. 6. Confidence isn't about talking. It's about doing. Let's dive into a concept that's often misunderstood: confidence. It's a powerful trait, no doubt, but too many people confuse it with arrogance. And while arrogance might seem to be a form of confidence on the surface, they are worlds apart. Arrogance is loud. It's often a cover for insecurity, and it constantly seeks validation from others. You've seen it before: people who talk big but are always looking for approval, trying to prove their worth. That's not confidence. True confidence, on the other hand, is quiet. It doesn't need to scream for attention or boast about how great you are. Real confidence just is. It doesn't need to announce itself. It's felt in the way someone carries themselves, in the way they walk into a room, and in the way they interact with others. Think of the men or women you admire. Those who naturally exude confidence. They don't need to talk about how amazing they are because their presence speaks for itself. They don't boast or brag. They simply are. But why is that? What makes someone with true confidence so magnetic? It's because confidence isn't about talking. It's about doing. It's about the way you handle situations, the way you carry yourself, and the choices you make. When you are truly confident, you don't need to chase after approval. You're not seeking validation from others because you already know your worth. You don't need to prove yourself to anyone. Here's the thing: when you stop trying to impress others, that's when you become truly impressive. Confidence isn't about what you say, it's about what you do. It's about your actions speaking louder than words ever could. It's about how you show up, how you take on challenges, and how you carry yourself through life with a quiet assurance that says, I don't need to explain myself to anyone. Take a moment to think about the people you admire most in your life. What makes them stand out? It's likely not their ability to talk themselves up. It's the way they just get things done. They have a quiet confidence that doesn't need to say anything to be heard. When they walk into a room, everyone notices. They don't demand attention, they simply earn it. You can be the same way. Stop seeking approval. Stop chasing validation. And focus on becoming the best version of yourself. When you start focusing on doing instead of talking, you'll naturally exude the kind of confidence that others are drawn to. That's the kind of confidence that creates respect. That's the kind of confidence that leaves a lasting impression. It's the kind of confidence that makes people want to be around you, without you having to say a word. So, the next time you're tempted to talk about your accomplishments or try to impress someone with your words, remember, true confidence isn't about talking. It's about doing. It's about letting your actions speak louder than anything you could say. And when you do that, you'll see how much more powerful, attractive, and magnetic you become. Because confidence, real confidence, is something that doesn't need to be explained. It's something that's felt by others and seen through the things you do and the way you show up every day. 7. The power of authenticity over perfection. Let's dive into a concept that I know holds a lot of people back, trying to be the perfect guy. We've all heard it before, right? The belief that in order to attract a woman, you have to be flawless, to have everything figured out, and be absolutely perfect. But here's the truth, and I'm going to say it straight. Perfection is overrated, and it's actually unattractive. Let me explain why. We live in a world where everyone is constantly putting on their best version, trying to appear flawless on social media, trying to be perfect in every conversation. But when it comes to attraction, perfection isn't the key. Women aren't looking for perfection, they're looking for authenticity. The power of being real far outweighs any perfect image you can try to portray. In fact, trying too hard to be perfect can actually work against you. Here's the thing. You're not a robot who's supposed to say all the right things, act in a perfect manner, or follow some scripted steps. That's not attractive, and it's certainly not sustainable. Perfection comes with a lot of pressure. It's draining, it's exhausting, and it's usually a facade that can only last so long. Women can see through that mask. So, while you might think you need to be flawless to win her over, you're actually pushing her away by pretending to be someone you're not. What really draws people in, what really makes a lasting impression, is being genuine. Authenticity is magnetic. When you stop trying to fit into someone else's mold or acting in ways that feel unnatural to you, that's when you truly shine. It's when your real self comes through. So, stop worrying about being perfect and start focusing on being the best version of who you truly are. And here's the key: own your flaws. Yes, I'm serious. Embrace them. You're not perfect, and that's okay. Perfection isn't what makes you attractive. It's how you handle those imperfections. It's about how you grow from them, learn from them, and still show up as a strong and confident version of yourself. Perfection puts up walls, but authenticity breaks them down. Let me give you an example. Imagine you're talking to someone you're interested in, and you're real with her. You don't try to impress her by exaggerating your achievements or pretending to be someone you're not. Instead, you show up as yourself, flaws and all. That authenticity makes you relatable. It makes you someone she feels she can connect with, someone she feels she can trust. When you're real, you create a space where she feels comfortable being herself too. And that's when a real connection can begin to grow. But what about those imperfections? The things about you that you wish were different? Well, they don't define you. How you handle those imperfections is what really matters. Are you the kind of person who owns up to your mistakes? Do you take responsibility when things go wrong? Do you learn from your experiences? That's what people remember. It's your genuine approach to life that creates attraction, not a flawless exterior. In the end, perfection is a myth. We're all flawed, and that's what makes us human. Instead of striving for perfection, focus on being the best version of yourself. Be someone who doesn't need to pretend or put on a facade. Because authenticity is what truly draws people in. It's your realness that leaves a lasting impact. So, next time you find yourself worried about being perfect, remember, It's your authenticity that will leave a much bigger impression than any attempt at perfection ever could. So, embrace who you are, own your flaws, and let your genuine self shine. That's what will make you truly attractive and unforgettable. 8. The unattractiveness of desperation. One of the most powerful things you can do to attract the right kind of attention is be willing to walk away. I know, it sounds harsh, but bear with me. When you're too attached to the outcome of a situation, you lose your power. Desperation never looks good, and it's definitely not attractive. Women can sense when you're too invested, and it creates an imbalance. So, if a woman isn't showing you the effort or respect you deserve, you need to walk away. But walk in. Let's say she's not giving you the time or attention you need. Instead of begging for it or chasing after her, take a step back. Your value isn't dependent on her attention. When you're willing to walk away, you actually give her the space to either step up or let you go. Either way, you win. 9. Stop chasing. Start attracting. Attraction isn't about chasing a woman or trying to win her over with grand gestures. It's about becoming a man who she wants to chase. The key here is to shift your focus back on yourself. When you stop chasing after external validation, you start attracting the kind of attention you deserve. This shift in mindset doesn't just help with relationships, it changes the way you view yourself. When you stop making someone else the prize and focus on becoming the best version of you, everything starts to fall into place. Women will respect and be drawn to the man who doesn't need their approval because he's already secure in himself. Attraction isn't about playing games, pretending to be someone you're not, or chasing after approval. It's about positioning yourself as a man of value, mystery, and confidence. When you stop chasing and start living your life with purpose, you'll become the man she can't help but notice. Remember, it's not about convincing her you're the best option. It's about making her realize she doesn't want to lose you. That's the shift that will change everything. If you're ready to stop chasing and start attracting, follow these principles and watch how things start to unfold in your favor.